Hungry again.
Surprise, surprise.
You just ate 3 times. You like being up there?
That's why I keep
He wouldn't stay otherwise, I don't think.
Keeping an eye on the chicken.
He's been eyeballing it. He's been thinking about it. Waiting to hear you start snoring again, and he'd be right there on it.
Was he the one, his ears going up?
Okay. Yeah, he's tired pussycat. All right, Mike, I'll see you tomorrow then.
Yeah, next week is up in the air, obviously. We'll see what's going on.
Why, what are you doing next week?
My sister's gonna be here.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know what's gonna be happening. She's gonna be here. We're gonna be doing something.
Okay. Till tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, 4 o'clock. I'll call you.
Yep.
If it changes.
Huh? What?
If it changes or whatever, I'll call you.
All right. I'll be down the shop. I'm not up at my place. Look at the drill bits back here. More tools hidden on the floor. It's like a regular tool man over here now. Look at all this.
It'll be gone in a few days.
Grind marks. How'd that happen? Look at that.
Oh, like somebody else's name on my tools.
How come we didn't grind Taiwan off it? Should have ground that off too. They're gonna notice that. Unless their stuff's made in Taiwan.
That's all made in the US as far as I know.
Okay. You got a warning flashing on your camera. An icon blinking. Nothing wrong with it. You might need a new tape or a new disc in there or something, or whatever. Card, rather.
Well, no, it just keeps.
Well, it's flashing an icon for some reason. Something's wrong. Or needs to be reset or
like
adjusted or something.
Going to Kisco tomorrow?
No. Go to Sam's Club, get some batteries for the RV. My house batteries are shot. They've been for a while and I gotta change them. I was about to buy 2 from A&S, and he was nice enough to tell me he was up at Sam's Club yesterday and saw a couple there for like $50 cheaper than he sells them for, so he's a pretty good guy. So I guess I'll check that out before I spend an extra 100 with him. So.
Yeah. How are they good for?
5-6 years. They're deep discharge batteries. You know.
So what's that mold stuff you were looking at online before?
Oh, that's an RV that I looked at. I didn't look at it, I saw it online. A 77, the hell is Avion. It's a Dodge chassis with actually a pretty nice body on it. It's a riveted aluminum body, sheet aluminum body, like an Airstream trailer is built, which means that they're virtually indestructible. There's almost no water problems. Problem is, it looks like a homeless person was living in there for like 8-10 years.
God.
I mean, even in the picture, they admit in the description there's mold, there's mustiness, it stinks, and it's loaded with garbage, you know, and the pictures show it. It's full of garbage. I actually, before, when it first came on, which was, I think, when the hell was that? I think it was right after Rhinebeck. It was right after Rhinebeck. I actually sent them a message about it before they had the pictures up, except for one, which loaded on the outside only, looked pretty good. And, inquiring about if it was available, what they were looking for on it, description, better description of it, more pictures that they could, gave my phone number. They never got back to me. Never even called me.
Oh, that's the one that never got back. Yeah.
One of like 20.
Yeah.
Never got back to me at all. And I gave them all my contact information. And I waited and figured, okay, they must have sold it right away. Week later, they've updated it. Now they've added 6-7 more pictures. They've added to the description. It's a disgusting, filthy mess.
More moldy pictures.
Yeah. I said, well, now I'm glad they didn't get a hold of me,
Yeah. I had a little mold experience over the weekend.
Well, it's mold is part of life.
Thursday night.
What were you
So
doing?
one of the ladies was gone for 4 or 5 days, and I was in the car because we all went to lunch, and it was great. In the car, it was 18,000 miles. It's like almost a brand new Toyota. So about Thursday night, I get a call saying that it's a little musty smell in the car. I'm thinking maybe it's just my imagination. I'm like, oh, all right, well, let me go take a look at it. And I was in this car about a month ago.
Yeah.
So I just found anything in there. It smelled like a new car. So we go in the garage, and she didn't open the garage door. We went through the side there. And I'm thinking, okay, because I got a super sensitive nose, and if there's anything, I'm going to smell it, right? So I kind of held my breath for a minute. I'm thinking, boy, I'm going to have to really work to smell to see if it's just your imagination.
Yeah.
Open up the door, and I go like this. Oh my God! And apparently a big thing of water had spilled, and it was in there for 2 days. It smelled. I was like, oh yeah. So I move all the seats forward. It was only behind the driver's side, so I stick my finger. Oh yeah. You got about 10 gallons of water back here.
Oh, man.
So I took a towel, left it there for about an hour, and I thought maybe I'll get some of it up. It was like I threw it in a pool. Took it out. I said, okay, you need to wash and dry that. Give me another dry towel. We got it all up with towels. So then I said, the next thing we're going to do, put all 4 windows down, open up the garage, roll the car out. Yep. And I said, that's.
Sunlight kills mildew and molds.
Yeah, I said, yeah, this is not my imagination. It was bad. So then the neighbor comes over, and she's like, she said, what's wrong with the car? And then she goes up, she goes, oh, what is that smell? And she go over to her car. Her name is Madeline. She goes, Madeline, what is? She's, some water spilt in there, I think, a week ago. And she's like, ooh. So everybody was smelling it. Not good. We got it out, though. That's what I said. I said, the first thing, we got to get all the windows down right now, get the car out. And I said, luckily that car, we open the doors, the lights don't stay on.
Yeah.
So I said, open that door, and then we put a fan on it. And I just said, that's about the best you can do with that. She has like one of those little fans. I said, I think we got this before there was any kind of problem. I said, if you get any more problems with this, you may have to take and get it steam cleaned or something. I don't know.
Well, a lot of older RVs have mold problems because they leak. That's very common, especially 70s and 80s models, because they're older and nobody's been maintaining the roofs. They've been sitting for a few years, maybe. That's why when I bought the one I have right now, the little one.
So don't you have a tarp over it?
No, it doesn't need one.
No.
My big one I do, yeah. I keep a cover on
That's
it.
what I mean, the big one, yeah.
That's not for water. That's to keep the fucking tree sap and all that nasty shit from staining the sides and everything else,
But
ruining
it
my
also
decals.
keeps the water out, though, right?
No, the roof does that. It's a perfectly good roof, and it's very well sealed. And I'm going to be maintaining those seals very carefully in the near future. I got some special stuff to go up there and renew them.
How's the Barker's truck?
That is leaking, and it smells disgusting inside now. So you can definitely smell the mold. But I'm pulling stuff out of there that's of any importance. Some stuff's ruined, and I've actually made a considerable amount of money on eBay already, selling some of that shit. So
More this week?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I had several more sales. I sold a couple more cars, each sold for $100 each, and there's a lot of little shit. Another couple $100. I need $400 for the new cover on the big RV because it's been up there for 4 years and it's tattered now, it's shitty looking. So I figure that's going to take me a couple months to get that up on eBay, eventually I'll have it. I'm going to have it in like a week. It's almost there now. So that's pretty good. None of that shit that I haven't touched that crap in years.
And you're selling it?
Yeah, get rid of it.
How's around Kisco sales?
A lot of that stuff's gone. You know, that was my initial eBay stuff. That was last summer. That's mostly sold. 99% of what I have now for sale on eBay comes from the yard.
Radios?
Yeah, radios, carburetors, distributors, all kinds of stuff. Hood ornaments, you name it. Whatever's small enough to fit in one of those flat rate boxes, I'll put it on there. Dash gauges, a lot of parts of my older cars.
Is there a site where you go to wanted stuff?
Yeah, there's a wanted part on eBay, sure.
Looking for this.
Yeah, I don't have much time to go in there, but there is one. And on Craigslist, too. So I asked that guy, first thing, is it leaking? Is it, moldy and disgusting? He said, nope, not at all. It leaked in the past. It had extensive work done to repair that. And he showed me the work, all new wood and everything like that. And it's all good now, and sure enough. And I when I got it, I went up there with sealer. I used it as a test subject to see, because 3 different kinds of sealer I tried up there. And, to decide which one I want to use on the big RV. And I put it all on. It says there's enough sealer on that fucking roof now to last for years. It's not going to last for not going to leak for a very long time. But when you let those things sit in backyards 3-4 years, they're leaking somewhere. It's inevitable. It's going to get around someplace. That caulking shrinks, cracks, and everything else before you know it, it's dribbling inside.
Flex Seal.
That's one of the things I tried. Yes, it does work. Flex Seal in the can and Flex Shot, which is the caulk. The Flex Shot is easier for small jobs. Goes on neater. Flex Seal, there really isn't that much in those cans. And it does go on, it does penetrate cracks, but you have to be careful with it because it will run. And, if a wind breeze catches it, blows it all over the place. So you gotta be careful with that. The stuff that's really the best is the EPDM rubber compound, liquid rubber. You mix it 2 parts, like paint. A little bit of a pain in the ass to mix it. You can use a drill, everything else, but once it's mixed, you put it on with a trowel. It flows into all the low spots, all the cracks, fills everything up, and it doesn't run. It stays there. And it's the same exact compound as my rubber roof is, made by the same company. And it's guaranteed that if you put this on their rubber roofs, it'll add another 20 years to their life. So that's what I'm using up there to seal. I don't need it on the whole roof. I just need it on the edges, around the vents, places like that, where there's caulking. I gotta make sure that shit doesn't fucking have any problems. No, I definitely made sure the roof was good on the little ones. I don't want to take shit out of a water problem already and put it in another one. That would make no sense at all. And like I told Mike, I contacted the people with the Avion and with the Midas, which is a charity place. That guy at the Midas still hasn't got back to me. It's too late now, but 3 weeks now, no phone call back. I guess you didn't want to sell it too badly.
Why do they want to sell the moldy fucking thing? Why?
No, not the moldy one. This is another one that I saw. It was a 76 Midas on a Dodge chassis again, but different body, more like the one I have, not like the Avion. And they're a place based out of Newburgh. That's a charity place. You donate your vehicle to them for a tax write-off. They sell it for the charity, and the charity takes the money, does whatever charities do with it. But I called him this month ago. Oh yeah, we negotiated a price. He tells me it's not ready. He's going to get it running. He's going to inflate the tires. He'll get it down to me. No problem. It runs, it drives. It's clean and dry inside. If it's not what he says, he was willing to drive it all the way from Walden where they had it stored. Drive it on the road. So I figure if he has the balls to drive that vehicle on the road all the way from Walden's hour drive or whatever it is, then it's good. And $1,500, which is a good price. I could part it for more than that. I'll call you in a day.
A month later.
He doesn't call me. I call him 2 days later. What's up? Oh, I got a carburetor coming from blah blah downstate, whatever. Yeah, okay. I'll call you tomorrow. 2 days later. What's up with the? Oh yeah, the Midas. Oh yeah, I gotta get my guy on that. Really? Yeah, I'll get him on that. He says to me, I'll call you tomorrow. I said, fine, you fucking asshole. 3 weeks later, I'm still waiting for that call. I told him who we were, where I was, everything. He knows us. You know, everything else. He knows I wasn't bullshitting him. Gave him all my contact information, everything. Offered to pay him a deposit before he ever moved it out of there. Never got back to me. He said, oh, well, that's how you work. Well, tough shit. You just cost your charity $1,500 because I went and got the other one. And that guy, you know, he moved with a purpose. He wanted it out of there, needed to get rid of it. I was a buyer, and he, you know, didn't waste any fucking time. Well, the Tioga is a better rig anyways. Really, I didn't need something that good. You know, the Midas would have sufficed for what I'm using it for. Didn't really need to have a generator in there and all the other shit. But it's fully loaded for the next owner. Yeah, the guy did a lot of work on that fucking thing. The hell is this shit? Blue fucking lights. There's a few things he didn't get to. He told me the brakes pull a little bit, so I know what that is. That's just hoses and fucking calipers. No big deal. It's not even that expensive. Said the house battery was weak. Sure enough, it was. I had to replace that. We hadn't run the generator very much, but it did fire up when he shot it with fucking with a what do you call it, fuel. And the minute I had the house battery and that generator fired right up, no problem. Just needed to spin faster. And of course, the brand new engine and shit. Brand new carburetor. You don't know how to adjust the carburetor. Holly can be a pain in the ass. You gotta micro adjust those fucking things and always be on them. That's why I never like to use them that much. They're a good carburetor, but you gotta like to tinker. You gotta know how to do it. And once you know how to do it, it's really not that hard, but he didn't. I found one adjustment screw open 3 turns, the other one fully closed. You gotta do them in equal amounts. You can't do that. It's because I heard it shuddering and stuttering. I knew something was off in the carburetor. And I got to adjust the timing a little bit. He's got it a little too advanced. It's pinging a bit, which is partly because the gas is a year old, but also it's just too advanced.
Do you use a timing gun or just...
I'll probably have to do it by ear because vans are a real pain in the ass to use a timing gun on. You simply can't see the timing marks on there. I'll just disadvance it a degree or two and see if what that does. It stops pinging, leave it. Yeah, that's good enough. I seen another one on fucking eBay. Very similar. It's 2 years old. It was an 85. Mine's 87. It was an 85. Original engine, 56,000 miles on it. California clean, like this mine is. And he wanted $3,500 for it. So why is he selling it so cheap? Sounds too good to be true. Reading through this long description of everything on it. It's got all its lights, all its accessories, all this other shit. Then a little note on the bottom. And the transmission slips a little bit sometimes. You know, aha! Okay. Yeah, the transmission slips. That means the transmission's shot. You know, there is no, it just slips a little bit. It's shot. Transmissions that are good do not slip. Transmissions that are bad slip. Just because it still moves a little bit doesn't mean you don't have to replace it. How long do you think it's going to last? You know? Christ.
Somebody was telling me their tranny flew once.
Trannies blow all the fucking time.
I mean, no, it was one of the ladies up here. It was back in the 50s.
Oh, especially back then.
Yeah. She said she got to a red light and that was it. Just
Oh yeah, that happened. Jetstars, Power Glides, Power Flights, Ford-O-Matics, Merc-O-Matics.
It was an early 50s car is what she said.
Yeah, they all had them in the early 50s.
So I went out and did something, came back.
What kind of car was it, you know?
Chevy.
Oh, it was a Glide.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, Power Glide. Like cast iron Power Glide. That's what the Chevy had in the early 50s.
Said she got to the, like she went through a red light, stop, go, and then got to the next light, stopped, and it was time to go. Just nothing happened. That was it.
What would happen with those Power Glides? They got dirty inside, and they had once you cleaned them out, just blew all the shit out of them, put them back together, go to the gasket, load them up with fluid, they're fine. Keep on going. Had a used car guy tell me that back in the day, they used to buy those cars cheap with bad transmissions at the auctions and shit. Drag them home, drop the tranny out, clean it out, put it back in, and you were good to go. You didn't have to do shit to them. Just that.
gray. It was gray. She said, or like a 52 or something.
Oh, it's common color in those years.
What was it called? A Power Flight?
Power Glide. Power Flight was Chrysler. Power Glide was a 2-speed automatic transmission with a cast.
There's a cop up there waiting for me.
Where?
The fucker.
Where?
Right up here.
And the Glide had a cast iron case, and later on aluminum. They kept using it right up into almost into the late 60s. And everything. They had them air cooled, liquid cooled. Chrysler's Power Flight, which replaced the fucking fluid drive, was fairly primitive also.
When did the Torque Flight come in?
1960s. Yeah, automatics had a shitty reputation back in those days. I contacted probably 20 people on Craigslist about different rigs. Nobody. They don't want to get back to you. I only got a hold of that guy with the Midas because he put his contact information in the fucking listing, so I had his phone number. Most of them, they make you email them to get the phone number. Which means they never bothered to get back to you. It was not all that easy to find the size I was looking for on those things. I didn't want one of those rigs with like 10 feet of ass sticking out of the damn thing. They're a pain in the ass to maneuver. You're always hitting things. Forget about going up and down a hill without bottoming out.
God.
23 foot is about as long as I want to go on a Class C. Although with the one I have, they really didn't distribute the weight as well as they could have. They put the heavy shit on one side of the rig. I got the bathroom, the kitchen appliances, the refrigerator, and the Jenny all on the driver's side. And the driver would be there too, of course. On the passenger side, I got some cabinets. I got the dinette set and the water tank. Now the water tank, when full, offsets it a little bit. Well, because water's pretty heavy. And there is a 30-gallon propane cylinder on that side too, which you'd have to fill up to help offset the weight. But they really should have, and in some models they did put the refrigerator on that side. Eliminated one little cabinet, or moved one cabinet and put the refrigerator over there. But on this my model, they put the bathroom right behind the driver's seat. Some models, they put it on the very back, which means you're going to have some weight problems back there if you got loaded tanks. So even though I probably have 350, 400 pounds of extra weight on the rig with all the shit I put in there, the ass end is still riding high. You know, it hasn't sagged.
How come Tara doesn't look into a mobile home?
I don't know. How is she and Billy going to afford that? They're both on, you know, basically just about Section 8 on relief. They'd never be able to handle an RV anyway. It's too much work. Those things require constant fucking, man, look what I'm doing to mine, you know? Oh, it's something. The house batteries, fixing this, painting that, sealing up this, keeping an eye on it all the time. It's not like they're going to travel anywhere on it. Unless you mean like a regular mobile home in a mobile home park.
Oh, that or a camper or a...
Well, they wouldn't be able to do a camper. No way in hell. For one thing, if you're going to live full-time in one, you really need a Class A. They're expensive as hell. They're not going to be able to swing the kind of money I paid for the big one. The little ones, they're great for weekend getaways, small trips, things like that. But you don't want to take no 3-month odysseys and those things. Or full-time in them. That would not be comfortable at all. They're way too small for that.
What's yours, an 06?
My big one's a 99.
It's a 99.
Those are built on big truck chassis. They're nowhere near as easy to maneuver or drive as the little ones are. Yeah, they're great if you're taking a cross-country trip. But if all you're doing is running to the local game preserve or a weekend of hunting or something like that, they're kind of a pain in the ass for that. But you do have the benefits of a full-size bedroom with a big bed, big kitchen appliances, large television, big couch, you know. It's basically a small apartment on wheels is what they are. Sometimes actually a little more luxurious than most apartments. But the C's, the smaller C's like mine, they're basically an overgrown van.
How long is yours?
23 foot.
That's about as big as you want to go.
Yeah, it might even be actually 22. I gotta look it up. Which means it's not too much of an overhang. They didn't have to stretch the van chassis too much.
Ew, that possum.
Yeah. And it drives just like a car. Maneuvers like any van would. You know, I can spin it around right in front of the shop, turn it around there, it's no big deal. Backing up is not a huge ordeal. You don't need backup cameras and shit. People directing you like on the flight deck with the fucking things. You don't need that. You can see what the hell you're doing just by looking out the mirrors, you know. But I've driven my big one. That's kind of a pain in the ass. I would not want to have to travel anywhere in that. Essentially, it's a bus with poorer visibility, you know, because you cannot see out the back. You're dependent on a fucking camera.
Well, let's go to Yellowstone.
And mirrors that, frankly, don't really hack it very well.
Oh, God.
I mean, you can see, like, cars passing on a road, stuff like that, but backing up, you really can't see back there. You know, that little camera has a limited field of view, and I didn't buy it to travel, so that's all right for me.
Trip to Yellowstone.
Yeah.
One of the ladies was asking about that. I said that I'd have to be in there for a week to see it the way I want to see it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what's the other one? Yosemite.
Yep.
There's Redwood National Forest. They were all talking about that a few days ago. Quite a sight.
Yep. See it before the giant caldera explodes.
I'd like to see the buffalo walk up to the car. Or a bison, whichever they are.
Food on the hoof.
Somebody's moving.
Yeah.
Whoa! See how fast that cop was going?
Yeah.
He's going to get someone.
Oh, he's on the way back from the donut run. It's the middle of the night. He figures no one's paying attention. They could be TV cops. Let's just speed for no real reason, you know, just because we can.
Jeez, see how fast he was going?
Well,
Jesus.
it's because he can, you know. Who's gonna stop him? He's the man. He can do that. If it was an emergency, he'd have his lights on.
Maybe he was coming after someone?
Well, likely he's on his way home. or just going somewhere, nowhere in particular. We didn't pass anybody for a while before him, so I doubt
Couple
it.
cars.
But far enough in advance that I don't think he's going after them. He's just on the way somewhere, that's all. I guess if you're going to be speeding in a police car at 1:15 in the morning is a good time to do it with a reasonable expectation of getting away with it.
Those newer cars handle better than the Crown Vics.
No idea. Never drove one.
Slowly, surely fading out.
What?
All the Crown Vics.
Well, yeah, they're getting older now, yeah. Newest one is 2011, I believe.
Cops get a lot of them, a lot of new Crown Vics in 11, or
I don't know. Depends on the departments and what they needed, I suppose.
they're a lot easier to spot than these ones are.
Well, they're actually using a lot of SUVs now, too.
That's all I saw the other day up on 84.
Yeah, well, the state police use SUVs.
Yeah, that's
they don't
that.
use the little ones. I'm not sure I'd want to be in a high-speed pursuit. Oh, a critter on the road. Want to be in a high-speed pursuit in a big SUV like that. The center of gravity really isn't ideal for that kind of performance.
So what was it called? Click it or ticket week? Is that what
I guess, I don't know.
Registrations and inspections and
Seatbelts is what they're looking for.
oh,
They'll get you for registration inspection anytime if it's expired, but seatbelts in particular, they're just pushing that. More nanny state bullshit. People want to kill themselves without wearing a seatbelt, let them. They've been warned. Seems awfully fucking dark over here.
well, it's all overgrown.
Not that overgrown. Hope the lights aren't out for some stupid reason. Oh.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh boy.
Waiting for me.
Yep, the lights on at Macia's house. The lights are on. Oh yeah, okay, we got lights.
They were thinking about it.
Yeah, which one goes first? Let's do it at the same time. Ah, he's slowing. He saw us. I told you to hide back further in the trees.
Pretty much.
We could have had him.
Oh, new pavement.
Yep, they had that done this week. Why, I'm not sure. Because that's really not Mrs. Brady's property, so I can't imagine why she spent money to pave it. Except for her new tenants, maybe, if she ever gets new tenants in that.
She looking for new tenants?
Yeah, in a small apartment. The one that used to be Diane's. All right, Scott.
I guess Mike will keep us posted.
Yep, we'll find out what's going on.